It started on a Friday afternoon in late October, when the leaves had already turned to rust and crimson, and the wind carried whispers of the coming winter. 4 friends, Ethan, Sarah, Mia, and Lucas, packed themselves into Ethan's old but trusty van, aiming to escape the choking routine of city life for a weekend camping deep in the woods near Black Hollow. Ethan, the one always looking for adventure, sat behind the wheel with a grin too wide for comfort. Sarah, his girlfriend, tried to hide her unease behind a forced smile, checking her phone for the 5th time, ensuring she'd told her parents where she'd be. Mia, who hated nature but hated being alone more, curled up in the back seat with her headphones on, blasting music to drown out her nerves. And Lucas, the joker of the group, was already filming everything on his old camcorder, determined to make a trip vlog for his YouTube channel no one really watched. The van rattled down the highway, laughter and bad pop music filling the air as the sun began its slow dive behind the pine trees. No one noticed the battered sign they passed. Black Hollow, 47 miles, enter at own risk. They should have stuck to the main road, but Ethan's impatience and Lucas's dumb suggestion led them to a narrow dirt path cutting through the forest. It was supposed to save them an hour. Instead, it saved them from arriving at all. As dusk bled into a starless night, the forest closed in around them like a living thing. Tall, gnarled trees bent over the road, scratching the sides of the van with skeletal fingers. The headlights barely pierced the mist crawling low on the ground, swallowing up the path ahead. Sarah shivered. "Ethan, maybe we should turn back. This doesn't feel right." Ethan chuckled, tapping the steering wheel. "Relax, babe. It's just trees and dirt. We'll be at the campsite in no time." But then, the van lurched violently. A loud bang underneath, a metallic screech, and the vehicle shuddered to a stop. They were stranded. They stepped out into the biting cold, breath visible in the flickering beams of their flashlights. Ethan popped the hood but found nothing but steam and the unmistakable scent of burnt oil. Mia, arms crossed, voice dripping, with sarcasm. "Great shortcut, genius. Now we're in the middle of Blair Witch Land." Lucas scanned the trees through his camera lens. "Relax. I'm getting gold for my vlog. We'll be famous when they make a documentary about how we survived." Sarah ignored them, her eyes fixed on something deeper in the woods, a faint glow between the trees. She touched Ethan's arm. "Do you see that? There's a light. Maybe a house?" Ethan squinted, then shrugged. "Worth a shot. Worst case, it's just an old cabin." They grabbed what they could carry, flashlights, snacks, the camera, and Ethan's pocket knife, then locked the van and began their trek towards the light. The forest swallowed their footsteps. Every crack of a branch made them flinch. Owls hooted like mocking laughter above. Somewhere distant, something moved, large enough to break underbrush with a wet snap. Lucas whispered to Mia, "Hey, did you hear that?" Mia's eyes were wide, earbuds long forgotten. "Don't joke, Lucas. I swear if you're messing with me..." Then they saw it. A rundown wooden cabin, its windows flickering with candlelight. Relief flooded their veins, pushing aside fear for a moment. The closer they got to the cabin, the more they noticed how wrong it looked. The wooden boards were weathered and splintered, moss clinging to the roof like a festering wound. A single lantern flickered on the porch, its flame swaying as though disturbed by an invisible breath. Ethan knocked. 3 sharp raps that echoed into the forest. Silence answered. He knocked again, harder this time. Lucas panned his camera from Ethan's hand to the dark woods behind them, whispering for dramatic effect. 4 teens. One haunted cabin, found footage, only the camera survives. Mia shoved him. "Shut up, idiot. What if someone's inside?" Sarah clutched Ethan's arm. "Let's just try the door." It swung open at her touch, creaking so loud it seemed to tear through the trees. Inside, the air smelled of wet earth and rotting wood. Candles lined a crooked shelf, burning low, wax dripping like pale tears. They stepped inside, grateful for the break from the cold. Ethan shut the door, behind them leaning against it with a sigh. Home sweet home, at least until we figure out how to get the van running. Mia hovered near the candles, inspecting the strange symbols drawn in ash on the wall. What the hell is this? Some witch stuff? Lucas filmed her finger tracing the pattern. Hey, don't touch creepy witch symbols. Rule number 1, horror movies. Sarah moved deeper inside. The cabin had 2 rooms, a tiny main room with a moth-eaten couch and a back room with a door hanging off its hinges. She peered into the back room, darkness so thick it seemed to breathe. She thought she saw movement, a figure hunched low, crawling away from the light. She gasped, stepping back into Ethan's arms. Something's in there, I swear. Ethan peered inside with the flashlight. Nothing but dusty floorboards and piles of tattered blankets. Babe, it's empty. Just rats, probably. Sarah wanted to believe him. She didn't. They pushed the couch against the door for extra security. Lucas suggested a fire, but there was no chimney. Only the candles to keep the shadows at bay. They ate stale chips and energy bars. The forest, pressing in on them through the boarded windows. Outside, something scraped along the walls. First softly, then a loud thud, rattling the boards. Mia jumped up, knocking over a candle. Did you hear that? Tell me you heard that. Ethan grabbed the knife, inching toward the window. He pulled back a curtain just enough to peek out. Moonlight caught something moving between the trees. Tall, pale, almost human, but wrong. Its limbs too long, head tilting unnaturally as it sniffed the air. Ethan whispered, "Stay quiet. Don't move." But Lucas, eyes wide and camera rolling, breathed too loud, and the thing outside turned its hollow gaze straight at him. There was a sound, like dry leaves crunching, but louder, closer. They heard it circle the cabin, tapping at the walls, testing. Sarah whispered through chattering teeth, "It knows we're here. Oh God, it knows." Ethan motioned for everyone to get low. They huddled by the couch, candles flickering wildly, shadows dancing like specters on the walls. Lucas filmed, whispering frantically, "This is insane. This is real. This is money, guys." Crash! A window exploded inward. Shards spraying like deadly confetti. A clawed hand, sickly white skin stretched over knobby bones, groped blindly through the broken frame. Mia screamed. Ethan lunged with the knife, stabbing at the thing until it hissed and retreated, leaving a smear of dark, glistening ichor on the windowsill. Silence fell again. Then came a chorus of wet, guttural clicks from the forest. Sarah clutched her head. "There's more than one." They barricaded the broken window with a toppled shelf and a chair jammed against it. Every few minutes, they heard something brush against the cabin, testing, waiting. Lucas whispered to Ethan, "What do we do, man? We can't stay here." Ethan wiped sweat from his brow. "We wait till dawn. Then we run for the van, fix it, or find the road." Sarah's voice cracked. "If there's anything left to fix, what if they come back?" No one answered. In the back room, unseen by the group, something shifted beneath. The blankets, eyes gleaming in the candlelight, watching, waiting. Hours passed like years. They dozed in turns, jolting awake at every scrape and thump. Sometime deep in the night, Sarah woke to a voice whispering her name from the back room. Soft, childlike, beckoning. "Sarah, come here, please." She sat up, trembling, staring into the pitch black behind the broken door. The voice came again, closer. "Sarah, help me, it hurts." She crawled to Ethan, shaking him awake. "Ethan, wake up! Someone's in there! A kid! They need help!" Ethan's eyes were bloodshot, voice hoarse. "No, Sarah, you're tired. There's no kid." But the voice grew louder, sharper. "Sarah!" She bolted for the door before anyone could stop her. As dawn finally broke over Black Hollow, its pale light washing the forest in cold gray, a lone figure stumbled down the dirt road, barefoot, bloodied, eyes hollow from horrors no sane mind could hold. It was impossible to tell if it was Ethan, or what was left of him. Behind him, the woods fell silent once more, swallowing the wrecked van, the torn-up cabin, and every whisper of what had happened. No trace of Mia, Sarah, or Lucas remained, except for the battered camcorder clutched in his trembling hands, still recording a final, broken message. Don't ever take the shortcut. Don't ever stop. Don't... Before the static swallowed his voice, leaving the forest hungry, waiting for the next road trip that would never find its way back home.